Tonight, new at 6, a new Riverside County Sheriff's Department resource officer is patrolling schools in One Valley City to deter kids from smoking and vaping. News Channel 3's Jake Gracia has more tonight on the new grant-funded program.
Officer Fregoso with the Riverside County Sheriff's Department has been hitting schools of all ages here in Coachella to educate students about the risks of tobacco and vaping. She says it's an issue that might start in students even younger than some parents might think.
The problem is in every school.
Officer Alma Fregoso is the brand new City of Coachella Community Service Officer, only weeks on the job. She's on a mission to teach kids about the detrimental health effects of smoking and vaping, speaking here to a Peter Pendleton Elementary School class.
I knew you guys were going to have a lot of questions. I want to have answers.
Their brains are still developing. They're growing, and so they develop the addiction to nicotine quite quickly. It starts with vaping.
How many of you have seen a vape pen on school grounds? Oh, yeah. All right.
Officer Fregoso says her role is education, but also enforcement. These are just some of the vapes and other items she's confiscated from students at school.
Just being there present, not necessarily to discipline, it's just to help them and be there, and hopefully some deterrence.
Could you imagine that breath? Could you imagine someone trying to talk to you with that kind of teeth?
The campaign, being called Get Your Head Out of the Clouds, is meant to arm students early on with knowledge about the risks.
I believe that these kids need to know the facts. Some of the kids had no idea, like, that it affects every single organ. They're like, oh, come on. And then, you go through the eyes, your ears, and they're just, your hair. The girls are like, what do you mean my hair?
An assignment that's personal to Officer Fregoso.
I grew up in Coachella. A lot of the schools that I'm going to, I actually graduated from or did elementary, so that's why I'm out there. My biggest thing is to give a little bit back to my community.
Pushing back on an alarming trend, one Coachella classroom at a time. Jake Gracia, News Channel 3, Coachella.
Officer Fregoso's position is funded by a Department of Justice grant that the City of Coachella applied for and received. She'll remain in that spot for a 3-year campaign, and then the city or the Sheriff's Department can reapply.